Welcome back to Dime TV. We have too many people on screen, so I'm going to hide them for now. And it's just going to be me giving you a breakdown of what we have today. So, lots of news, and this is our weekly catch up. We're going to be talking about the Season 3 XP distribution, and the announcement is going to go out very soon. We're going to cover ETH Spot trading with Rob from Fueled by Chai, a creator that you have to watch because if you want to grow your different strategies, if you want to know how to use the latest tools, he's your guy. And then we're going to talk about some different merch ideas that we might be launching. So Supreme does merch drops, and we might be doing some terrible merch drop ideas. We want to get your ideas too, so feel free to add those in the comments. We will be watching that. And Rob will be coming up with an AI app that you might think of that is related to Paradex and trading. So that is something to look forward to. We'll also be covering Team Tokenomics and some community highlights. So first, let's bring on Rob from Fueled by Chai Trading. Hey, Rob, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? I want to hear about this these clothing merch ideas that
it is merch ideas, but it's not going to be clothing. It's going to be awful merch ideas. Things that you'd be like, oh, that's merch? Yes, it is.
Okay. I need something for my desk. That's what I'm hoping that I'll be able to get something.
We can definitely get you some stuff that exists today. Okay. We'll make sure to get you that.
Is it awful? That's the question.
No, it's not awful. These are good stuff. But we're going to have limited merch drops of the worst merch you could ever imagine. And our brainstormer, Nick, will be bringing that on a little later in this video. So it's something to look forward to.
Awesome.
So we got Jadime in the chat from Idris. What's up? What's up? And Rob, can we get an introduction, please?
Yeah. So I've been in software development for a long time, back since before the .com boom, early or late 90s, but started integrating trading into what I was doing. So Interactive Brokers, I don't know if anybody's traded there, but they were a retail broker. They still are. They had an API back in the days when a lot of brokers didn't have that for their retail traders. So started writing my own software to do algo trading back then. Ran a commodity trading advisor hedge fund for a number of years, and really gotten more into crypto probably the last 5 years or so. And specifically the last 1 or 2 years as this kind of Paradex thing has just exploded. I'm just seeing so many opportunities here and inefficiencies in this market. So super excited about just trying to take advantage of these opportunities, writing software for automating these strategies. So that's kind of the high level view of what I'm up to these days. So.
And you also make content sharing your journey, testing these things out.
Yes, exactly. So all the challenges, all the wins, the losses, it's all real. I'm not just posting equity charts that are going up 45 degrees and saying it's so easy, just sign up for my $50 Discord. So I don't have a Discord. I'm not selling anything. I'm just documenting my stuff on YouTube and X. So yeah, if you're interested in algo trading and crypto and just how to automate strategies, and feel free to hit me up or follow me, and love collaborating and chatting with other traders about this stuff.
And we definitely want to get your thoughts on spot trading, our new feature on Paradex. But what was your last video about? If there's anything you want to share there, this is your chance to promote it.
Sure. Yeah. So I think my last video was about. So I'm working on a market making algo for the perp futures markets, but I am giving a version of it to AI, and I'm basically saying, hey, go and take this thing, and you are you're a quant for Citadel, and basically if you don't make this successful, I'm going to shut you down. So I'm kind of threatening it to see how it does. And so I'm having it take the strategy, modify it, then I'll deploy it to production and have it run for a while, and then take the results back to the AI, have it make some more changes. So I'm trying to see if I can get AI to make a strategy idea profitable. So I believe the last video I had was the strategy is just not doing very well. So it started out actually okay. I moved into production, and then the equity curve just started kind of, it was like a slow grind down. So yeah, I'm open to people's suggestions on the next kind of ideas I should feed the AI about what it should try or what I should have it do.
Is there a way to make the AI do the opposite of what it currently did?
Right. Yeah, exactly. I could just say, have the AI take a look and see if maybe it should try to implement the exact opposite of what it just implemented. But strangely, the thing is, that sounds intuitive, taking a strategy that's consistently losing and then just inverting the rules. And but in real life, it actually doesn't work like that. So it's kind of surprising. There's just differences in inverse rules with an automated strategy. So surprisingly, it's not as intuitive as it seems doing that. So.
Well, what is your next video going to be about? I'm actually doing a little troubleshooting on the side to start the stream. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is a great time to buy me some time.
Yeah, so go ahead and buy some time here. Yeah. So my next video actually, I think, is going to be about doing funding arbitrage. And it looks really juicy on the surface. And so you see people on X or on YouTube posting their wins about funding rate arbitrage. And for people that don't know what funding rate arbitrage is when you have two futures contracts on two separate exchanges, or the same futures contract on two different exchanges. So like, let's say Ethereum, and on one exchange, the funding rate's plus 10%, on the other exchange, it's minus 20%. So you got like this 30% difference in the funding rate. Well, let me just buy on one exchange and sell it on the other exchange and collect this 30% annualized return, and maybe ratchet that return up by using leverage, and you're kind of indifferent to the price because you're long on one exchange and short on the other. But there's risks associated with that people don't necessarily see. And so in my next video, I'm going to kind of peel back what some of those risks are that people don't see when they just see somebody posting their win about, oh, hey, I just made this amount of money doing funding rate arbitrage between these two exchanges. So that's I think that's going to be the next one. I'm going to do one also about spot versus futures. And we'll probably get into that a little bit more here, but I'm seeing a lot of opportunities there as well. So,
yeah, I appreciate that. This is something that not a lot of people talk about, and you want to learn how to take advantage of this and to avoid mistakes that are commonly made. So this is something we can talk about, or I'm sure this is some content you've already created, and maybe we'll help you with some clips. Maybe we'll help post it on socials, and we'll get attention to your amazing channel. So be sure to follow Rob from Fueled by Chai Trading. He has an amazing YouTube channel. Now I want to bring on Nick. He also works at Paradex, and his camera's off, and we're going to wait for him to come on to introduce himself. Hey, Nick.
How's it going?
Good, good. Let's get an intro of you and who you are, because I'm also learning who you are too.
I feel like every time I come on this stream, I'm explaining who I am. But yeah, I'm Nick. I'm mostly in charge of the European market at Paradigm and Paradex. So lots of stuff. So the institutional stuff, the market makers, a lot of the retail community management as well in Europe. I'm French, so I work a lot with the French people too. I've been working a lot.
That's what he says. That's what he says. That's not a real accent.
Affiliate programs. So I do a lot of stuff, but I guess it's the way it is at Paradex. Everybody works on lots of stuff, and your initial job title might not be what you will be working on the next week.
Absolutely. So I ruined your introduction, but I'm glad you had it anyway. And we want to let everyone know that Nick isn't French. We don't know where he lives. he comes up with an accent every time he joins the stream, and it does make things more fun. So don't look for him at any event. Now, let's talk about spot trading. So Paradex just launched zero-fee spot trading, and this is part of the roadmap to build a more complete decentralized exchange. And it is one of the only one of the few to only exchanges with zero fees and privacy. I think it is the only one. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Nick, it is. All right. Well, that sounds great.
Most of
This
these
is a
things
good
definitely
reason to use
genuine.
Paradex. And now I'd like to talk about some different strategies we could be using. And Rob, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so this is actually pretty cool. So I was just talking about like the funding rate arbitrage, right? And where you're basically trying to take advantage of the difference between two different contracts on two different exchanges. Now, the cool thing about having spot on the same exchange as futures contracts, where futures contracts are trading, you can do another strategy. It's called cash and carry. And I kind of chuckle whenever I hear that term, because when I was a kid, there was a grocery store called Cash and Carry. But this is actually like a trading strategy. So it basically involves where you're buying the underlying asset. So in this case, the spot contract, right? Or the spot Ethereum, for example. And then you're selling the futures contract and collecting that funding rate. So this works on contracts where the funding rate is positive. So with Ethereum, it's not going to be that sexy, right? Because Ethereum's paying like a 10% funding rate on shorts right now. So you're not going to be earning like a huge return on it. But once Paradex starts listing some other assets where the funding rate is just doesn't make any sense, right? You can buy the spot and then sell the futures contract and collect that difference. Now, the other really cool thing about this is the reason that the funding rate is positive on these contracts is because the spot or the futures contract is trading below the spot price, which means the futures contract is cheap, the spot price is expensive, or it's actually vice versa. So you're buying something that's cheap, you're selling something that's expensive, and eventually those prices are going to converge, because that's the whole purpose of the funding rate, is to encourage people to short the contract and collect that funding rate. So that's going to be one cool thing that I'm looking forward to when Paradex adds more assets to the spot trading. The other thing too is just you can do market making and then hedge with the future or with the futures contracts. That's going to be another strategy to do. And then also, if you just have just a long-term bias towards owning an asset, you can just buy it and not worry about, liquidations and stuff like that. And then you can use futures to kind of trade around that. So if you want to hedge temporarily, if the market's getting volatile, you can hedge using the futures and not have to sell the spot. So, because that has potential tax implications, right? If you're buying and selling and your view is longer term and you just want to hang on to it, but you want to hedge for a period of time, you can use the futures contracts to do that and not incur capital gains if you're sitting on a huge gain on the spot contracts. So a number of different things you'll be able to do once more assets are added to the mix here.
Amazing. You dropped a lot of strategies so casually that I hope everyone in the chat kept up with that. So let us know if there's anything you want us to dive deeper on, just because these are all different strategies you could use, because these should be part of your trading tool set.
Yeah, and I can get into more of those if we can get some comments from people out there, that want me to cover more of these things in depth or just the terminology and stuff like that. Please drop a comment in here and I can, create some content and videos around that.
It's definitely content I want to see, because I have heard of this. I have a fundamental understanding, but to execute without risk is not, I'm not at that point.
Right.
Now, Nick, I wanted to get your thoughts too. We just launched Spot. What does that mean for other people, institutions, our growth?
Yeah. as Rob highlighted, like it means lots of different things. And the most obvious one is obviously the fact that now you can buy spot. Like in the simplest form, and it's something people tend to overlook most of the times, is that if you have a long-term view on an asset, like let's say I have a long-term view on Bitcoin, every month I buy Bitcoin, but I'm tired of getting liquidated every time I try to trade Bitcoin. I can now just deposit money on Paradex, buy Bitcoin, hold it forever. And then I can trade something else, but I can use other accounts for that. But at least my long-term views, I can materialize them into buying spot and hold it forever. And as you mentioned, tax implications, obviously it's a DEX, it's private, so you may be a bit less worried about that, but still, if something to
actually,
consider.
Nick, the other thing too, I was just thinking of is with your long-term view on Bitcoin or anything in general, is that you're not with the futures contracts, you're paying a funding rate, right? Yeah. And with the spot, you don't have to do that. So if you're bullish on Bitcoin for the long term, you're not having to pay this 10% annualized thing. And with some coins, it's even higher than that. So that's another kind of thing for the long term holders.
Yeah, that's also a good way to put it. Like basically any long-term view, and like if you want to be a full platform, like a full-scale on-chain exchange and an actual place for people to use their money, to generate more money, to trade, like it's a full financial service platform that we want to build. So if we give people a way for them to park their money and to invest, but long-term and not just speculate on shorter term with derivative products, you're actually building the actual foundations to go into that vision. So I'm actually very excited about Spot because I got liquidated every single time I tried trading on Paradex. I've never lost as much money trading since I've been working for Paradex.
Paradex has never made so much money since you.
Yeah, contributing to the liquidator vault. But yeah, I think so. The first step is that definitely it's often overlooked, the fact that people can now just buy spot and invest into some trade they want to get in without care about leverage or caring about the funding rates. That's the first step. And then for the people who are a bit more sophisticated like Rob, that opens up to a bunch of actual trading strategies, like you mentioned, cash and carry, which is like lots of people in crypto tend to speak about funding arbitrage, but funding arbitrage, you would need to have the same asset tradable on multiple platforms at the same time.
Uh-oh.
All right. Nick decided to freeze up there. He's like, all right, this is how I'm going to get out of this conversation. So, Rob, what kind of, I'm going to disable Nick for now, just until his internet connection gets repaired. And Rob, what kind of apps have you been building with just on your channel? Because I know there's a lot of different strategies. There's a lot of things you can do. Like, what have you found success with?
Yeah, so probably the best strategies I'm finding are stuff that takes advantage of price discrepancies, either between assets or between different exchanges, right? The crypto market is super fragmented in that there's a number of different venues to trade, right? And that means there's a lot of different price discrepancies out there. So there's the things that are going to be probably the most successful consistently are things that are taking advantage of those price discrepancies across those exchanges. So whether or not you're doing like a market making algo and then hedging on a different exchange because of the price discrepancy, or you're just buying on one exchange and taking advantage of the funding rate differential, those are probably going to be the best bets as trying to find alpha consistently in trading these markets.
Yeah, I like that because that is a very easier to follow strategy that can get results rather than like, I'm gonna just pick some altcoins.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing is for me, I'm just so much more of a data and numbers guy. I don't do a good job when I'm just trying to kind of follow what's on like crypto Twitter, and because I've done that too. Like I've been in that where I'll just buy into something because of the hype, right? And then the thing ends up, getting getting rugged, a couple days later. And so I'm no better at other people than anybody else at that sort of thing. I just feel like that's why I tend to focus more on the software side and defining very strict rules around trading. So Nick is back.
Welcome back, Nick.
Yeah, sorry, too many tabs. But yeah, I think I caught what you were saying. Like most people get burnt in crypto because they just try to follow the trend, and you're always too late when you try to do that. But the market is so inefficient that anyone that really wants to get into actual trading strategies can easily find some edges, like you mentioned cash and carry. Like the market is just overvaluating leverage. So you're paying to get leverage. So basically the funding rate gets positive. So if you just short and find a way to hedge with spot or with another perp somewhere else, you can just collect fundings, and that's an edge. And like the thing that crypto people have to learn over the time is that you should not always chase the 100x returns all the time. It's very inconsistent to be done, but it's what most people tend to chase, and that's why I always get burned, because I over leverage and I try to chase the short-term gains. But you can make very good money consistently if you're actually just trying to follow a proper strategy and you just apply that strategy consistently, because the market is so inefficient.
Well said. Now, the chat within Restream stopped updating. I'm looking at the chat through X right now, and Adam Insane.time mentions maybe take advantage of the funding rate using spot, perp, and funding arbitrage. So he's asking about an app that helps you identify these inefficiencies. Is there something that exists like that, or is that something that you could build?
Yes and yes. So you can absolutely build it. But there is an app that I like. It's called Loris Tools, actually. So this guy is a HFT guy, does market making, but he also provides this tool which kind of aggregates a bunch of different exchanges, so both centralized and decentralized. And so you can go in there, kind of sort and filter by funding rates. If you only want to trade DEXs, for example, you can filter out everything else. And they got historical data in there, so you can look at charts of funding rate differences between two exchanges. So it's pretty cool. I don't have the web address off the top of my head, but do a search for Loris. I think it's Looris. And
that might be a great just post.
Yeah, actually, totally. I know this guy would probably appreciate it too, because I follow him on X, and the tool it kicks ass. Like I use it a lot. So yeah, I'll go ahead and make a post about that for the people that are following me. They can go check it out.
And if you guys want to find out, it's a good time to follow FB Chai Trading. His handle's right here on screen.
It's right there.
So how difficult would it be to build something that trades for you based on these inefficiencies?
Not trivial. It's pretty difficult. So I've been, programming forever, and this AI thing is very new. It's come a long way in the past year. I was hating on it back in December. I had done some experimenting where I was using vibe coding to start making modifications to my strategy at the time, which I had hand coded up to that point. And it introduced a bunch of bugs that were just super difficult to track down and fix. And I was just like cursing for a month trying to unravel everything that I had done. Now I've kind of changed my tune a little bit with the latest version of Codex from OpenAI and Claude. It's like a night and day difference. So you can get a good chunk of work done now without having to write a lot of code yourself. But I don't think it's to the point yet where you can get it to fully automate it. Don't believe any of that bullshit that's on X right now about people that are vibe coding these Polymarket 5-minute crypto markets, and Claudebot is making 100K a day for them. That's all bullshit to get followers. That can't do that yet. It will happen at some point for sure.
That might be a good parody video. It's just I built my own Claudebot, and it's making me $1 million per day.
Right.
Follow to find out more.
Right. Yes. Right. I'm kidding.
That's what everybody's doing.
That's what everyone is doing.
Yeah.
That's the strategy.
But the thing people don't realize is, okay, it completely takes out the hard part, like the technical part of coding, but you still need to have an edge or like a working strategy to automate. And most people just overlook that part and say, hey, Claude, make me a bot that makes money. And there might be some edge that you might want to trade right now, but tomorrow it gets completely overturned. And then your bot is consistently losing money on that edge. Or like some smarter guy is finding your code because you displayed it on Twitter. And there was someone this morning, he saw like a very stupid tweet about a trading strategy.
Yeah.
And he screenshot like adding this guy into my counter signal list. So basically he's just taking advantage of those guys revealing their dumb bot strategies and just making bots to trade against those strategies.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And I did an experiment too, where I took a bunch of historical data from a number of years of crypto data. I gave it to AI. I said, come up with, 10,000 strategies basically, and find me something that has a, a Sharpe ratio of 2, and Sharpe ratio is kind of a measure of how profitable a strategy is. And eventually like came up with one, right? But it had to go through thousands and thousands of different iterations, right? And so like, would I trade this thing in real life? Probably not. I'd want to do some more testing on it, but it's like, you can't just expect AI just because it can create strategies to be able to create something that's profitable and robust, and that's going to be profitable going forward. So it's like, basically, if you had given 10,000 monkeys this task, right? A few monkeys are probably going to come up with something that looks like it's going to work, right? But is it something that you're going to actually want to commit your actual hard-earned money to, and will it work going in the forward in the future, or was it something that just looks like it worked because of random chance, right, and probabilities? So I mean, maybe AI is going to get there eventually, where you're going to be able to do this, but I don't think it's there yet. And there's just so much freaking hype on X right now around AI and trading. It's stupid, really.
Yeah,
so.
but it's also because it's always fascinated people to like the articles we see, like, hey, I asked Claude to make money and he does, or like we asked Claude to manage a portfolio and it makes money. It is so clickbaity, but it works still because people wants to make money. But yeah, like to give some alpha that I got from an Insti guy I'm talking to a lot, like a big market maker from Paradigm. They trade a lot on Polymarket, and he told me how much further in advance he is in terms of latency. If you look at the equity markets or even Bitcoin markets, like people are fighting for milliseconds, basically, or even smaller. Like on equities can be microseconds. They put like these very fast cables to go from New York to Chicago to not have a single microsecond delay. On Polymarket, the delay that the usual, like the average person has, is actually tens of seconds. Insane. And so these guys, they build right now very complex systems to get far much advanced and far less latency than the average person. And so if you are just vibe coding your Claude bot Polymarket thing, you are actually getting farmed by those smarter guys because they have 20 seconds of advance on you.
Yeah, it's not even close.
So we got another comment here. Adam is insane. Thanks. Now I know it along with the Funding View app, but if it's only for Paradex, like integrated spot and perp by an affiliate, that would be even better. So I think he's saying if there was like a vault, I don't know if that's something you could automate.
Yeah. So there. Okay. So the question is, with a vault on Paradex, right? You're basically delegating the trading to somebody else, right? It's kind of like it's an on-chain hedge fund almost, right? So, but if you're looking to do the trading yourself, so actually the guy that's working on Loris tools, he is working on something that is going to allow automated trading of ARB fund strategies, and Paradex is one of the exchanges that's supported by the tool. So now that's only going to handle ARB funding, not cash and carry, right? So they don't support spot on that platform, so that's not going to be an option. I probably will create a vault at some point to do kind of cash and carry type strategies once there's some more spot markets available. So when I do get that launched and out there, I'll do a post about that. But yeah, I'd be curious if that's what he's looking for. Is he looking to do the actual strategy trading himself?
I'll be honest, he didn't ask. I just decided to ask anyway, just because
Okay.
I'm curious about that. I want to get in on this vault. So, what's the next video you have coming out? Because we are going to have a live stream with Rob from Fueled by Chai Trading. We might be building an app on stream, but
Yeah,
what can the viewers look forward to?
Yeah, so that's actually another one. So probably my next video will be about the ARB trading and the hidden dangers of that, and kind of things you need to look out for if you're going to do the funding rate ARB. But yeah, another video I would like to do is basically, let's try vibe coding something, right? So I've got an open source library that basically is providing a lot of the plumbing that I use for my algos. So basically to be able to connect to Paradex and other exchanges and place trades and get the market data feed and all that stuff. That stuff is all stuff I've open sourced. So what I'm going to try to do, what I'd like to try to do is take that library and give the bot an objective to come up with a strategy, and let's create this like in real time, have it vibe code. Now there'll be a lot of dead time because I don't know if anybody's vibe coded something, but a lot of that time you just keep prompting it and then you just like sit and wait for it to write the code for you, and then you take a look and then give it another prompt. So it might take a little while to actually get something coded up, but I created a dashboard app probably within an hour that used this open source library. And basically I just wanted to see prices of different the same asset at different exchanges, so I could see like the difference in price at each one, right, for arbitrage opportunities.
I think, Nick, do we have something like that?
Not for prices. We do have the funding rate thing, but it's way less sophisticated than what Lori's tool has. I think we show like the difference in execution cost. So we look at like if you want to buy 100K of Bitcoin on Binance and later on Hyperliquid and on Paradex, what would be the difference in terms of execution cost, like how much slippage, how much cost you would pay with fees. But we don't just look at blank prices. Because for perps, it doesn't make that much sense. Like it is a bit more sophisticated to do arbitrage on perps with just price than on spot. And so while most dexes don't have spot yet, it doesn't make, like, it's a very valuable strategy. If you look at the what is called the kimchi arbitrage, for instance, assets and spot crypto tends to be overvalued on Korean exchanges. So what many people have been doing is you can buy, I don't know, a bunch of XRP on Chinese market, sell them on Korean market, take the cash and just roll it back. But you need some Korean access. You need still some very high frequency infrastructure, because now a bunch of sophisticated guys do that. But Sam from FTX actually started doing that very early. He found like some Korean ID on his school campus, and they started running this arbitrage. So for spot, it's actually a very juicy trade in crypto.
Okay. I understood some of that.
I understood it. Like, it's an interesting strategy because there's capital controls in Korea, so that's why there's a large price discrepancy. But if you
or even you can look at triangular arbitrage. Like if you look at the Turkish market, they would be quoted in the Turkish currency, the lira. You can look at most of the markets are quoted in USD, and maybe there is some price dislocation between the USD, the lira, and the Bitcoin. And so that's called the triangular arbitrage because it's a triangle between three currencies. A lot of that is done by high frequency guys, but if you are able to access some exotic currency, I don't know if you live in Ethiopia, in Turkey, or in some countries where it's a bit harder to access, there are some opportunities you can do, and then it's way better to do those in spot than in perps because the spot is quoted in your local currency. And you can actually move the money, while a perp is not fungible between the different exchanges.
Right. Yep.
All right. Well, Rob, it's been a pleasure. We want to catch up with you soon. So if you want to follow Rob, be sure to follow him there. Same name on YouTube, Fueled by Chai Trading. And we will be posting clips of Rob. We will be helping him as a creator because we want people to see his content. He makes amazing content for these strategies you normally don't see when it comes to content related to crypto. So any parting words, Rob?
Well, be looking for the next video, I guess, for the funding rate arbitrage. That'll be the next thing I do, probably next week. But in the meantime, I'm actually working on a spot perp arbitrage strategy. So following along on X, I'll be doing some posts over the next week about how that's going and kind of the results that I'm seeing. So
absolutely looking forward to it. Thank you for joining us, and I think is your first stream next week.
Yes, it's supposed to be towards the end of next week. Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll be sure to promote it, and we'll catch you then. Appreciate your time, Rob.
Awesome. All right, thanks,
and
Dan.
We'll catch you later. Bye.
All right, see you, everybody.
And that was Rob, and we're gonna bring in Sneh and Arjun from the team.
Up, guys?
You guys are way too smug. You guys are way too smug for an intro.
I don't think it's pretty disrespectful, Dan, that you want me to do an intro after it's like I think we are the founding members of Dime TV, so it's like I think it's kind of sly for you to just ask me to introduce myself every time I'm here.
You took it too personal. It's nice to have an intro. I like to make up.
Appreciate that.
I like to make up a different intro every time, so this is like an opportunity.
Put it in a way that what's new, what's going on with you now, what are you doing in Paradex? But you're like,
I took it personal.
introduce yourself. Who the fuck are you? So yeah, man. But anyways, hi, I'm Arjun. I work at Paradex. I lead.
Did it anyway.
And I lead brand at Paradex, and we just had. A couple days back, we had an amazing launch with the Money Badges campaign. We have so many badges out there now. It's a great feeling. Everybody on this call is repping their badges. That is also great to see. And yeah, that's what's been going on. So we've been working on Money Badges, and we've been working on Dime TV. It's been fun to see the whole Dime TV ecosystem grow. More people join in, tune in, just have a great time. And exciting times. That's my introduction, bro, and some thoughts.
Well, glad to have you here, and we're bringing on Sneh. As you know, Sneh, but we want to give him the opportunity to give an introductory word to the stream, to say hello. That's what I mean.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can, bro.
God bless. I will introduce myself with an opening joke. In public speaking, you're taught. You should start with that. An Indian, an American, and a Frenchman walk into a bar.
Oh, no.
The bartender is like, wow, Paradex really is the global future super center. So yeah, that's it.
You can kick him out, bro, now. I think that's enough of Sneh for today.
We almost had to mute you. I was like, oh, head of HR was going to come back here. It's like, oh, mute this guy.
We will. Someone in the comments is saying, holy, we have Neon Prime on Dive TV. Arjun, just write Neon, bro. Change your name.
You should be the Paradex Neon.
Right.
Neon at Paradex.
Yes.
Let me.
So next up, I'd like to go over some merch drop ideas that will be potentially launching, and we want to get some feedback from the viewers. Now, Nick, we've been doing a lot of research. We've been in R&D. We've been creating these products on the side. What can we show the viewers today?
Yeah, so I just came up with another idea. My AI agent is generating it right now, but I don't think it's going to look good. So I will show you. I made a small slideshow for you guys.
Before the slideshow starts, I just want to say that I'm not part of this slideshow, and if there are any legal troubles that we get into because of this, I just want to make clear that I'm just a viewer here, a guest on this.
I feel like I should distance myself too. I am also just a viewer.
No, you're the host. You planned this. I've got screenshots where you've requested Nick to make something. So yeah, I will definitely.
I have screenshots of you requesting Nick to make something.
I am
also no
Nick with
Photoshop.
all my heart. I am associated with this.
There we go. We have 2 for and 2 against, but let's see what we got here. Really excited to see, or not.
Okay, I got a new one, and it actually looks cool. I'm putting it into the slideshow.
Yeah, if you could share your screen.
Yeah.
Charles has commented, "Give me underwear."
Well,
Unfortunately, we can't bring the chat on stream.
But 1 second, guys, before we jump into the presentation and the merch ideas, I just want to talk real quick that dime season is here. Dime season is very, very close. Time is coming. What's been happening with all of you guys? I want to ask. I mean, Nick has spoken a lot. So I would start with Dan. Dan, what's the energy like for you? I mean, like, how's the energy in the office? How are things happening as we are moving very close to time TGE? What are you feeling?
I'm in Taiwan, man. I'm in the
I
office
know,
next
I
week.
know, I know. But you were in office for a really long time, and you're going
I
to be
was.
back there soon. So
The energy is intense. Everyone is grinding. We're gonna make this the best TGE possible because you only get one shot at TGE, and we have so many things lined up. We have so much growth beyond TGE that we're really excited to continue building, and we're excited to have such a strong and vocal community behind us. We see you guys in the chat, and we see that. And having all these money badgers in the chat is always exciting to see. If your PFP isn't a money badger, it probably should be. So that's what I got to say. And I'll be in the office next week. I'll be making content there, so I'll be able to share more of that experience. And
yeah,
Nick's going to be there too.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah,
Snake early next week.
I'm
yeah,
flying on Sunday.
yeah, and getting to that, I mean, like again, we are a small team, but we work in completely different areas. Like Nick, Sneh, maybe me and Dan, we work in similar areas, but Nick works in a completely different area. Sneh's got a completely different set of things going on. So as we're moving towards time TGE as well, I think everybody is having their own worldview and perspective on like how things are going for them. So also wanted to like throw the same question to Nick as well, that dime season is here. How are things looking for you? What's happening?
Yeah. So as I said previously, I'm working a lot on the institutional side of things. One thing we can say is that obviously the market is a bit shit these days. There are lots of very pessimistic vibes all around. Like if I speak to the clients, the big OTC desks, the market makers, the overall vibe seems a bit pessimistic in the short term. But what we've also been doing is we've been speaking with many of the research team of these big desks. And the main thing these guys are looking at these days is DeFi, DEXs being one of the main narratives. So it's still very hot. And even if the good thing with DEXs is that even if the market is not doing so big and so good, DEXs are still like the main product.
Right.
Just yesterday, I realized that DEXs, perp DEXs, especially like the derivative DEXs, we are like 3 billion in TVL, but we are like the number 2 category in terms of revenue. Just behind lending, I think. And if you look at risk-taking, which no one really understands what it even means, risk-taking has 15 billion of TVL. So 5x what perp DEXs have. So we are still very early on that narrative, and we can still see like the number, the amount of money and of derivatives being traded on decentralized venues versus centralized exchange keeps growing. So the part of the DeFi is keep getting better. And obviously the best part is like the DEXs are still a very early product for most part. You couldn't tell your grandma to trade on Hyperliquid because it's not really easy to do so. And all of the DEXs are really working on that part. We at Paradex are doing massive work and massive improvements on the onboarding side of things, for instance. So 2026 is really the year where DEXs are going to shine, and we can see that the whole space is still looking at this with a very good eyes.
100%, 100%. And yeah, pretty exciting times. And since the team also is here, the TGE is coming soon. I also want everyone on the stream to know that I think Anand has also, Fidi has mentioned it multiple times in different live streams, in chats on over Discord. But we here at Paradex also have performance-based unlocks for the team. What that means is that our unlocks, the team unlocks across years of our vesting, it depends on how we perform and how the organization perform. I think we'll plug in like some links for you guys to dive deep. It's all out there. It has always been out there, but this is one of the kind. This is one of the kind approach that we've taken that has not been done in crypto before. So yeah, that's also like a pretty bold take to go out there, and that's just like something closer to TG that I wanted to. Yeah. And yeah, I think before we go to the presentation, one last thing is like season 3 is here. Have fun, guys. Anything you want to add, Nick, on season 3?
The first points distribution is going to be today, a bit later, because the team is even more scattered across the world than usual. We have someone in Denver, so we have to wait for him to wake up. But first point distribution is going to be today for the season 3, and then it's going to be every Wednesday, I think.
And speaking of that, if you are in ETH Denver, be sure to catch our CCO Rob. He'll probably be wearing a Paradex shirt, and he's very tall, so it's going to be easy to find him. One of the tallest guys in crypto.
Yeah, that's facts. Okay, guys.
All right, bring it in. Bring it in, Arjun.
We're done with all the messaging, and we just talking and get into the inappropriate stuff.
We covered all that. Now we can just shoot the shit. And Nick, if you could share your screen, we'll bring up the new merch drops, and we want to see what the community thinks about this.
Yeah, I think the system would be that this is more of a Shark Tank here, Nick. So we'll just like see what ideas the marketing team here will just see what ideas you've gotten.
You just need 2 thumbs up, and we'll make it happen.
Is it showing? Is it showing properly? I see it like yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. I'll resize it.
All right. So guys, I've been working on that. I've been having some ideas. I used AI to generate the picture, and some of them are a bit not looking great, and like the logos are off or something. But it's just ideas, right? We have we have graphists, we have marketing guys who can make it alive. So here are a bunch of good ideas, I think. First one, because as people know, we have a bunch of Indian guys in the team. Yeah. I'm French, I have a strong accent. We have a bunch of Chinese-looking guys. This is an actual book, but we could just make a Paradex and Dime branded version of it.
Damn, just hit home. First one.
You just went for it, bro.
You know, the core idea that a great designer uses is, what's the problem I need to solve? You know, what's the problem I need solving in my life? He really went for it.
Now, is this an insulting gift to receive? I just want to hear it from you guys.
Depends. It's definitely not an insulting gift to give.
No, I would say it's fair. Like if I got it at like the Secret Santa or something, I would say it's fair.
Okay, all right. I think we should do this. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up, bro. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right.
That's enough. All right, we're making it.
Then a bit more classic stuff.
Yes.
But I'm really into McLaren cars. I think this would be dope. So
yeah.
I think
so
we should make one.
Is it a toy, or are we making vehicles now?
No, we should make a vehicle. Like instead of buying back the tokens with the revenue of the company, we should have a McLaren to go around Singapore or something.
But do we give the McLarens away since this is merch, or how are we doing distribution?
I don't know. That's up to you to decide.
That's up to you. That's up to you, guy. He's the idea guy. He's gotten ideas. He's not here to do your job.
Yeah.
We're gonna need much more volume if we're gonna be giving away McLarens.
Yeah, we'll have it in our tokenomics for buybacks. Just as he suggested.
And just the McLaren section. It's like we need the buybacks for McLarens.
Yeah.
Okay, next one, a bit more easy to do than a motorbike, so you can do urban rodeos, if you say it that way in English.
Band rodeos?
Yeah, like it's something people do in France, like they they ride this in the cities and they do wheelies and stuff, and sometimes they kill a kid or something.
That sounds terrible.
Pulling a drive-by on the Paradex BMX.
We're not.
Yeah.
I got to give a thumbs down. We can't make murder bikes.
All right.
I mean, it's optional. Murder is not part of the
It's
bike.
fair.
It's just a bike.
No,
bag.
it is part of it. He said this is a murder bike. This is to murder
You
people.
can do accidents with that.
You can make it look like an accident. Since
You're
it's a
just
bike.
buying
Yeah.
into the propaganda, Dan. You can just buy into the bike
Yeah.
without buying into the
Yeah.
propaganda.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Time
Dave
boxing.
still stands. Shout out to
Yes!
him.
The logos are a bit off, but I think that's a fun idea.
It's on
Boxing glove.
brand.
It's on brand. And we've done the fighter Dave NFTs collection. So this one is cool. And then I thought, since we're in the theme of fighting, defense, and stuff like that, there is more we can do.
100% yes. We need dime nunchucks.
Dime
One can be
nunchuck.
a green candlestick. One can be a red candlestick.
Yes. So like bull market pain or bear market pain.
Innovation, bro. That's
Yeah.
fucking innovation.
So this is a bit hard to use. Actually, if you actually need to defend yourself, this is not the easiest one. So I also made Paradex Glock.
The Paraglock.
Guys, it's the Paradex.
It's like Paradex, always take your shot. We should come up with slogans that match these products too.
Hell yeah.
Paradex, you have more than one shot.
Yeah, this one is a bit Call of Duty camo inspired. So I think it's decent.
People
Then-
give us. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yes.
This is hard.
Yeah. No,
So I live in London, as some people know. So this
Sounds
is what
free with
people
the-
wear to just go around the city here.
Nice.
I said, why not make a Paradex one?
Nice.
Yeah.
The mandime of the mandem. Yeah.
Wait. But this piece, does it come free with the gun? I think it should.
No, but it comes free with the machete.
Yeah! Only available in the UK. Only ship in the UK.
Because shipping might not be available everywhere.
To the target audience.
I've actually been looking into if I can actually buy a custom-made machete. It's not that easy to do. It's
Nice.
quite expensive.
I feel like you've been doing a lot of weapon research.
Yeah, that's the
I
news.
might.
Like, on brand.
I might have.
Like, I'm afraid to look at your search history, but as head of HR, I might have to.
Yeah, I made some searches that AI didn't even want to turn into dime merch. So
Okay.
you
Okay,
might
hold
not
on.
want to check what I'm looking for.
What did AI not want to make?
Guess.
Tank
Something even extreme than what we just saw.
explosives.
Yeah, it's not weapon.
Fuck.
It's
What could it
agreed by both parties, I guess.
What is it?
Well, you will see later. Maybe I will find a way, like with some Chinese model or something.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
Dime pregnancy test.
It should always be never pregnant. It just nope. It just says no. Have a good day.
Yeah, this
When
one
you're
can be
not
useful.
pregnant, it shows the green candle.
It should only be a green candle. Yeah.
This one can be cool if your wife's boyfriend is doing so good with her. Maybe you would need the pregnancy test, and that's why I made the dime cuck chair.
I mean, also works as a regular chair, but yes, you could have the time cut chair.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
All right. I don't even remember the order exactly. I just made this up. So this one I'm quite proud of it. This one I think we should make it and have it in some corner of the office.
100%.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. No, that's just our new meeting chairs.
All right.
No.
Time toilet, I think, always useful. But don't worry, my Indian friends, I also thought for you.
There you go. That's very considerate.
Oh man.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god.
That's insane.
That's fucking insane.
All right.
Man.
And then since we've been thinking about some Indian merch, I did a bunch of other ones. So the dime cricket stuff.
That's
I mean,
Whatever that is.
that goes hard. I like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we might be able to sponsor some tier 2 cricket club or something. I don't know how expensive that would be, but maybe that would be funny to have some cricket guys playing in dime or Paradex attires.
Right.
The second one, dime tuk-tuk.
I don't know why. I really like how this looks.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's got a cyberpunk to it. It's hard.
Yeah, this one actually cool. And the next one, so forgive me because that may be a bit forward-looking, a bit too innovative, but I thought this might be a good idea for India. The dime trash can.
Oh man.
No, bro, very thoughtful.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Actual utility. Hard.
Well, that was it.
Hard. Incredible. The
let us-
paradigm tuk-tuk
I would
also
like
takes 0 fools, by the way.
I would like to resign from head of brand because we clearly have a winner who's understanding where the markets and the brand should go. So, yeah.
I mean, let us know in the comments what you guys like and what we should make. Like, we'll make one. We'll start with one item, and we'll
We
see
should,
if
yeah.
we can make it and distribute it legally.
I think we might be able to do the Glock one. Like maybe Rob in Denver might be able to buy that and you can
Paint
get
it manually.
custom-made Glocks in the
Yeah,
States.
maybe. I mean, even if they're just made of wood, we'll call them block Glocks. So you have something that looks like a gun but isn't a gun.
Wow.
Nick's face just dropped when you said wood. He's like, "What are you even talking about? I'm talking about real Glocks."
I mean, you got to get through the airport. You're at Token 2049. People are giving out Glocks. You need to bring it back to wherever you're going.
But yeah, we can definitely start with
That's
the
reasonable.
McLaren.
That's very cost
Very-
conscious. Yeah, it's very responsible of us to start with McLarens.
I think who was it? I think Drift, the Drift Exchange on Solana for some event a couple years ago. They had like 2 McLarens in Singapore.
I remember that was at
I
the
don't know if
Token
they
2
bought
years
them
ago.
or just painted them and rented them for a couple of weeks, but they had a couple of McLarens running around Singapore.
I remember they were taking people around for rides, but I didn't really get the angle there because if you can't keep it and you just look at it and you just take pictures with it, it's just like
Yeah, but
still-
it's branding, man. It's lots of mindshare, and like it's called Drift, so they had to do something funny with that name.
Look at our
think that
favorite
that's not
streamer talking about
Properly
it.
spent investors' money, but since Paradex doesn't have investors, we can just convince Fiddy to spend the money.
That's true. I mean, more realistically, Fiddy really likes coconut water. I thought we were gonna do some coconut water themed dime drinks, or maybe get into our own drink business.
Right?
We can
Paracolada.
We can just make sure that there's fast delivery of coconut water at the office with the McLarens, bro.
That's
Ooh.
true. It doesn't get any faster.
It does get
Yeah.
faster if you are holding a Paraglock in your hand.
We have a comment from Fabio that I'd like to highlight. Murder season. Because we have a lot of murder items. I like the nunchucks though. I feel like you can get away bringing those in other places.
Yeah.
Yeah, nunchucks probably easy to do. We've done some very cool lighter back for Token 2049. That was my idea. The engraved with laser lighters.
Yeah, the
So yeah,
we saw those. Those are very nice. The Zippos.
yeah.
All right. I don't know how to transition to other stuff. Let's just call that. We can't end on a higher note than that. I think it's time to call it, guys.
Cool.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. Any parting words, guys? Anyone?
Sneh, putting you on the spot.
I would just say it's season 3 MB. It all connects. Illuminati. It's all connected. Be ready. It's up.
Arjun, you have to beat that.
Yeah, no, I just don't have to beat that. I just have to do a better job at closing. So I I just say thank you so much for joining, guys. It's a great Wednesday. S3 is going to drop today, anytime in the next couple of hours. So stay tuned. Spot is here, so you can start trading ETH only on Paradex Spot. And yeah, we'll see you again. We'll meet you guys next week. Have a nice one. Bye-bye.
Nick.
Yeah, I will just share my screen to show what I am thinking.
Oh,
It's
no.
Boys, logged
another
in.
crazy merch, I promise. This one is safe for work. I will just show you this, guys, because the market is shit, market is down. But you must not lose hope.
And
You must keep grinding always, and the universe will reward you for this.
it is
Oh,
so
everyone had
great, Nick, today.
something very meaningful, very nice. I'm going to end with, I'm Dan. These guys suck. I'll catch you guys Friday. Bye.
Bye-bye. GG. Bye-bye.